It's, yeah, basically everybody has the same sort of issues, I think. It's like questions asking about relationships, or, you know, figuring out what you're here to do. If you have that sort of questions, it's the easiest way then to do this, because you will find out in an afternoon. Yeah, it's you go travel in your own soul, so there is nobody there telling you what you are like. You're telling yourself what you are like, and yeah, you get into a much more positive way of seeing life, because everything is the way it's supposed to be. So you don't have to change it. You don't have to work hard to or be upset or be because it is what it is, and that's okay. So.
Hello, I'm here with Mariska, and she did an ayahuasca ceremony with us, and she's going to share this in this video. So we will start with a question: how did you experience your ayahuasca ceremony?
I heard about ayahuasca, but I saw it kind of in the shaman area or like in rainforests and scary, drugs, psychedelics. So I never really got into it or didn't think about it, because I was like, oh no, that's not me. But then I saw you on Facebook, and then I was like, really? She's doing ayahuasca ceremonies? Wow, she looks like a businesswoman, you know, nothing like a shaman. Very Dutch looking. So I was like, wow, I wonder what she can tell me about it. So I went on the website, and then I was like, wow, interesting. Everything that I was reading was like, yes, okay, this, I think I should do this. Also because the environment was lovely, where everybody was helping you out, and you had your own little mattress, and you could stay the night, and it sounded very safe to go there, because I also heard other people were doing it somewhere else, and there's a lot of people there, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. So, but this, yeah, I felt good about it. I was like, oh, this, yeah, I can feel it. I should probably do this.
Yeah. And then you arrived at our villa, and then?
So I was with my friend who also wanted to do the ayahuasca with me, or for herself. But so it was nice to travel together to the villa. We were really scared, and we were constantly thinking of escaping and going, we could just stay in the train, and we could, you know, go to Berlin instead. But anyway, so we went there, and we went to the villa. It was a really nice space. It was very cozy, and the people there were like, oh, this is my second time, this is my third time. So there were people there who had done ayahuasca before, so it was kind of like, okay, so they are still around and they're still doing it. So okay, that made me comfortable, and the people that were helping us, that were there to welcome us and guide us through the whole experience, were so open and lovely, and they were explaining everything really well, and what to expect and what to do if you're afraid, and in the whole experience. So yeah, I felt really, I was kind of nervous, but also kind of like, yeah, but this is what I'm going to do, and this is the best way to do it for me. So then we drank the tea. We said our intentions of what would you like to ask or want resolved in this session or in this journey. So then we would lay down on our little mattresses and take the tea. And it wasn't that disgusting. I was like, oh, it's a disgusting taste, but I didn't think it was that. So then I drank the tea, and then I was laying down, and I was waiting, and then I was waiting, and I was waiting, and nothing was happening. And I could hear the people around me, they were experiencing all sorts of things, and I was like, oh, well, okay, I'm gonna wait. I was lying like this. So at some point I was like, no, I can still hear myself thinking, and I'm still thinking about other stuff than this. It's not working for me, or what am I gonna do? So I raised my hand, and then I got the second round a little earlier. But then finally stuff started to happen. I saw stuff, because I thought, oh, it's going to be hallucinations and that's going to be like wild stuff happening and people coming out of the walls, and I thought that was going to be the reality, but it was kind of not. If I opened my eyes, I was there in the room and I could see all the people helping out, and I was like, and when I closed my eyes, and then suddenly it was two dimensions, like one dimension came on top of this one, and I could just go in and out whenever I wanted to, which was nice for me, because I'm a very big control freak. So it was kind of, when I closed my eyes, I was like in the other realm, and if I opened my eyes, I was here. But I could also experience things that I suddenly saw energy going into my hands, and it was really lovely, because it was like a black, a slinger. How do you say that?
A wave. You saw.
Yeah, it's
a wave.
like when I was moving my hands, I saw all this energy flowing, and I was like, oh, so what we perceive as nothing is actually energy. Everything is energy. So that was one thing that I kind of experienced when I had my eyes open. But most of the time I would close my eyes and I'd be there, where my journey was taking place. And I saw, the first thing that I saw clearly was like there were all these balls of energy, and they had all different colors, and they were coming down from like a big wall, and they were all like coming down, and then there were these glass tubes. All the balls would fall into the tubes, and the tubes be like going places, and I was like, okay, so that's us. We are all these little balls of energy, and when we are arriving on Earth, we get into the glass tubes. So there would be, two in the same, and you would go down, and then other little balls of energy would join in, like marbles, or would go away. And I was like, okay, this is your life's journey, and there's people coming in, people leaving, and you have your own trail, and you don't really see where it's going, but it's made out of glass, so there is a way that you're supposed to go. So I was like, that was really nice. I was like, okay, I would rather not be in the glass tubes and be like, yay, there with all the other. But now I was like, this is a nice way to explain.
So do you believe in destiny?
Well, yes and no. I think that you come here with an intention. I think mainly to discover what you are doing here, and then you have kind of arranged yourself with other people around you what your role is going to be in this big play, and who's going to play your mom and your dad and your children and blah blah, and what you will give each other in an experience. So somebody will say, hey, I'm gonna really hurt you, and then that will be my present to you, because then you can figure out how to deal with that.
And to forgive. But also, I mean, if you refer to your journey, you saw this tube, and it was as if this is your road.
Yeah, but I wasn't really seeing where the tubes were going, or because it was all glass, see-through. But I could just see, it was kind of like you're in the now, you just see where balls are now at this moment, or where they are. So I didn't really see my own life there, or my own, it was just like more like an overview of the life we have here. But I do think that you have a certain road that you will walk, and I think your spirit guides will make sure that you stay on this. And but because there is free will, you can also choose to do other stuff, but in the long run you will end where you will hopefully learn the stuff that you said that you were gonna learn, and if you didn't, then maybe you have to come back. Well, I had the week before I did the ayahuasca, I had a very stressful week, and it always goes to my stomach, and my stomach hurts, and so I was a bit worried, because I was like, well, will the tea be, will that affect my stomach? Because it's so, it was so aware in my presence. So during the ayahuasca, I saw that all my intestines were also tubes, and I could see like two marbles that were that going down in the system in the glass tubes, and they were like kung kung kung. It was going really nicely, and then suddenly it stopped because one of the tubes was crushed, and the marbles couldn't get through, and the whole system was upset because there was nothing coming, and the people in the system behind the tube was like, what? Stress, what are we gonna do? So, and then I realized, I was like, I'm doing that, I'm crushing that tube in my body, I'm doing that myself, and so it's not flowing now because of that. And I have to say, after seeing that and after the ayahuasca, the stress left completely, and I haven't had stomach issues ever since, because now I can see it and I'm like, I'm doing that. Cool.
Yeah, this is also what ayahuasca does. You can observe yourself better, and it brings you more peace. Like, why would I worry so much?
Yeah, definitely the worry thing, because it was so stressful. The only thing I did was go to the ayahuasca, and the week after that I was like, it's all okay, it's fine. It's like, no worries. It will solve, and if it doesn't solve, then I will learn something. Either way, it's good.
Yeah. And if people are watching and think like, I would like to join a ceremony, what is important to prepare yourself or to choose the right place?
Well, yeah, I really wanted to go somewhere safe, or that I would feel comfortable in, and this was the environment, because it was just the whole atmosphere of the place, the villa, and the people there, the people, your fellow travelers. Yeah, it was very safe. There was like the people were taking care of you, and I really wanted to have that, because since I've done no other drugs, that was always my fear. Like, oh, what if something happens and you're flipping out, and you're with friends who are flipping out, and what are you going to do then? And so that was always scary. And this was like, no, there's people there who know what they're doing and know exactly how to deal with you in your journey, and make you feel comfortable, and say, you know, it's all going to be fine and good. And so that was important for me, to know that the place is felt safe. If you're doubting if this is for you, I would say that they say that the ayahuasca will call you. So if you are interested in it and you kind of go, oh, I don't know if it's for me, I would recommend to watch some of the other experiences, and see how those people, what their intentions were, and how it went with them. And yeah, that I did that. I was like, oh, I'll see how other people, how they went, and how it changed them. And it's, yeah, basically everybody has the same sort of issues, I think. It's like questions asking about relationships, or, you know, figuring out what you're here to do. If you have that sort of questions, it's the easiest way then to do this, because you will find out in an afternoon. Yeah, it's you go travel in your own soul, so there is nobody there telling you what you are like. You're telling yourself what you are like, and that's the only person you should ever listen to when it's about you. If you see yourself making mistakes, or if you see, like, you can see why you do them, and how they're not helping you, or they are helping you, because now you know. So tricky.
Yeah. And what did you get out of this journey afterwards?
Well, I was much more relaxed, because I really felt that everything is already fine, like everything is okay. And that's what I kept hearing as well. It's like, it is what it is, and that's okay. So if you see things that you don't like, yeah, you can get really upset about it, and feel frustration, but you know, in the end, it has happened, or it has happened, or it is happening, what you feel so frustrated about. So if you just let it be, and make like, okay, that's what has happened, so I'm not gonna be attached to it too much, because that's not helping me. I'm just gonna let it be, and then yeah, you get into a much more positive way of seeing life, because everything is the way it's supposed to be. So you don't have to change it. You don't have to work hard to or be upset or be because it is what it is, and that's okay. So for me, it was kind of like, yeah, everything's fine. It's all good, and it's all good.
And what is something that you really take out of this journey that you carry with you in your heart?
Well, there was a moment where I could feel, like I have a son and he's 7. I could feel the love that he has for me, and that was so, like, of course you kind of know that he's the love of my life, and so it's like, yay. But to actually literally feel how another person loves you is like, that you can't describe that. That's something that you have to feel and be in that moment to really understand it. I can't, there's no words for that. And it also explained to me that we have always been connected, even before before this life, that we've known each other like for so long, and that was such a comforting idea that I'm like, oh, now we're always, we'll always be together.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing your experience. And if you would like to know more about our ceremonies, please check out our website. I will put a link down below this video, and maybe we will meet soon.